Welcome. Welcome to Sue's University of Life. My name's Sue Gaskell Barlow, and I look forward to you hopefully joining me. Subscribe and ring the bell. What do I do? Well, I enjoy life to the full. I appreciate life in a way I never did before. I have learned so much. I'm a life coach, the work I do, a mediator, an author, all sorts of titles. Actually, I'm named Sue. I thoroughly enjoy supporting people if they're ready on their journey of life. In order for me to do that, you have to trust me so that I can teach you new life skills and how you can trust yourself, your instincts, your spirituality, your finance, your relationships. How are you doing in 2020? This amazing new experience, a new normal, and where are you up to? What I love is for people to understand that if one person is listening, then it's you that I'm talking to. My platform is called Sue's University of Life. I'm Sue, named. The University of Life is the earth plane that we live our lives from. So how are you? How's life treating you? And how are you dealing with your everyday life? The last few weeks, indeed, and more have been, if I say interesting, very different, and an opportunity to create choices that maybe we didn't even know we'd got. And of course, there's also the fact that we have also got choices that we don't have the ability to use because we've been restricted. We've been asked to conform and to appreciate and cooperate. And cooperative love is a very, very important type of love. So much so, I'd like to just write that on here. So I might take a minute. Often I make mistakes. So I'm going to just hope that you will bear with me because we're just human, aren't we? Human is absolutely perfect. So we're here having this human experience, and I wonder, so many people say or think that the drama they live their lives is who they are. The story, each chapter, one situation going to another, drama, chaos, another thing resolved, another thing to work through. And so, where are you up to? How are you feeling? What are your thoughts? If that's an intrusive question, then maybe this is not for you, because our feelings are incredibly important for all of us. They're incredibly important to use in a healthy way. And I've given my website there because my website, there's lots of free videos, hundreds on YouTube, on Facebook, and also you can go to the shop if you want to do some one-to-one work, or maybe buy a book, an ebook, or a paperback book from Amazon, those are some of the things that are on offer. If you're ready, though, to make sense of your life, if you've had time to reflect, and you do see that there are different ways of coping, then I hope you'll give me a chance and let me finish cooperative love. And then I can hopefully just sit back because I've written down what I wanted to. Cooperate, not spelt right, so I'm going to have to do it again. You see, I don't mind. So where are you up to? So it's cooperative love. I don't profess to be what I'm not. I'm me. And so who is me? So it's there. I'm going to put it up there, and I think it's spelt correctly. Okay, so I'm going to be about 20 minutes on this live. If I've lost your attention already, then I wish you well in life. If you're going to listen, then that's wonderful. I take my glasses off because then I start talking from my heart and from my spirituality. Those are the two platforms, the soul and the loving heart. So what is cooperative love? Why would I mention that on a YouTube live? And why would I expect you to be listening to me still? Well, because we have time, because there's something you might be able to learn. So how are you living your life at the moment? Here in New Zealand, where I've lived for 16 years, I'm 73, 74 this year, it's a beautiful rainy day. It's been raining for 2 days as we go from autumn to winter. And the weather doesn't dictate how I live my life. It doesn't dictate how I feel. So have you thought about that? How does the weather affect you? And of course, if you've got a barbecue planned or going to the park with young children and the weather changes, it does change maybe some of your choices. What I hope you will learn is don't let it change how you feel. Accept the weather. Just realize that you have choices and turn it around. So you turn it around, and the rain can be great fun to be in. Put your max on and take your umbrella, hopefully a coloured umbrella, a bright one. Put your wellies on and you can still go out. If you were going to have a picnic, there's lots of places where you can still do that. How do I know this? Because I've done all these things with my children, then my grandchildren, and I live on my own now, and I do that for myself. So let's see if I'll put that into practice. It's a rainy day, so what are my choices? And remember, look at what you would do, because we're all so different in our upbringing, our programming, and the way we view the world. So if I look out at the world and I think the weather's going to control me, I'm going to be unhappy because it's raining. And so because the weather doesn't dictate my choices, it gives me options. And that's what a life coach does. Someone like me would listen to you, we'd talk about things, and you would learn how to process and navigate your way through your choices, your conditioning, and your thoughts on feelings. So today, it's my work day, and I have a client in an hour. And so instead of thinking anymore, I've already done some work, and now I've created this live, and then I will happily, because it's my work day, I've gone out of retirement. I'm absolutely loving the fact that I support people who support themselves. I support people as they learn how to look at their options and their choices. There's nothing, absolutely nothing gives me greater pleasure and sense of personal satisfaction when I see people that come along and they listen. And if it's paid or not, if people are wanting to learn, I'm usually quite available. And to see somebody say, I'd never thought of it that way. And so there's so many, many things in the story of your life, in each chapter for you to learn from. And that is really fascinating. So today, when I finish my work online and I sit back, what am I going to do? I've no need to go out. I've no desire to go out. I'm fortunate. I have choices, and I make those choices out of how I'm feeling in the moment, because there's something else. The only person who can make you happy is you. No one else can do it for you. Only you have those choices. Now, in your spiritual path, you can be Christian, Buddha, Allah, you can be fear-based, you can be Catholic, you can be Protestant. There's so many, Jehovah's Witnesses. Those are just a few that spring to mind. This is your spiritual journey. This is your base belief that we take through life. Some people don't have that belief in anything, so their belief system would be within themselves. And so if they're a true atheist, they would absolutely accept and love themselves and see this life as a wonderful opportunity to enjoy to the full. And hopefully they would know about cooperative love, because there are other people in the world and other people we have relationships with. So the first person you need to know and love and accept is yourself. And then you continue to look within to look at how you do relationships. Are you in a job you enjoy? And are you traveling? Are you at home? What has this 2020 opportunity to reflect taught you? And so instead of thinking, oh no, I've got no choices, oh, it's not fair, that's going into the poor old me's, it's not fair, sympathy, empathy, and all in the human condition of fear. How about thinking, what an opportunity? What can I do? What can I look at? And then write down, journaling's amazing, write down what your thoughts are and how you feel. What's your financial situation? Has this made a big change in your life? How's your health? Are you doing everything you can to look after your health? Have you looked online for groups you can join? Some are free and some are paid that you can do your exercise with. Are you somebody who enjoys group work? It's a case and an opportunity to learn more about yourself. And when I look back, and this is my experience, it's not an egotistical talking about me, that's not what it is. It's looking at the experiences and what I've done in chapters of my life. And there are some chapters in my life that I look back and I wonder how I could have behaved the way I did. And of course, you did what you could with what you knew. And so many of us are in denial because we don't know how to access our feelings. We don't know how to access our thoughts. We're just going on programming, which was given to us when we were mere children. Little children who didn't have language. So if they felt something, they reacted. If they thought something, if they had a brain that was thinking at all, a mind, I beg your pardon, they just did it. So they were instant, in the moment, reactive. And that was each and every child on the universe, on this earthly journey. And so we look back, and then by 7, we're in survival mode. We've learned how to fit in, how to cope, so that we feel accepted and we feel loved and we feel safe. And some of those things we still do as adults, and they're not serving us well at all, like always putting people first. Now, there's a difference between being in the spiritual awareness and being subservient and serving and service. Because the first thing you have to do is learn to love yourself. Now, that's the soul within, the spiritual energy that we have to connect to, which is unconditional love in every human being. The second we're in the mother's womb, and then we're born to this earth plane. That's my understanding. Doesn't matter if you think differently, not an issue. It's an openness, an opportunity to think and open your heart and open your mind. And so if you are still living as a survivor, then if there's a threat, you'll either attack somebody to make sure they don't attack you. If you feel attacked or a threat or threatened, you retreat or you freeze. And if you've not started the journey within to find the answers, and you're still looking externally for your answers, two realities, one out there and one within, then whenever there's danger, you'll revert to survival mode and maybe attack people even when they weren't saying anything other than maybe telling the truth that activated something within you from way back then. I'm hoping that you're keeping up. I'm hoping that you're carrying on listening, because there's so much information here and it's free. I'm Sue Gaskell Barlow. I am a life coach by title. I've got qualifications in boundary issues, eating in any area, because I have a slimming business. I've had thousands of successful clients looking at why do they eat when they're not hungry. I can teach you the skills of saying no and saying yes in a healthy way without being aggressive, and learning to be assertive and still be your same loving person. And it's so important. Have you asked yourself that question? Do you say yes when you want to say no? Have you ever questioned why? And what's really exciting for me, if you want to move forward, is that I have those skills and the ability to pass them on to you. Your relationships will change. You will become your own best friend. And your own best friend, 24/7, what you say to yourself won't be, oh, how clumsy. It'll be, oh, that's okay. What weren't we paying attention to? So you connect to the child within, that child who mimicked, that listened and learned, and was taught, sadly and very quickly, that they don't have the right to say how they feel. They are wrong to do that. And they are chastised and punished and taught language like, say you're sorry, do this, do that, you should do this. And the child still has that programming within. When I understood that I wasn't the bad, awful person I thought I was, because I had irrational guilt, irrational fear, huge inferiority complex, and low self-esteem, if any. And when I learned that the things that I had been taught, I could unlearn and learn a new language of love, I was elated. You see, life is simple. I didn't say it was easy. It is simple. And it is hard work. You have to pay to learn how to change things that aren't working within you. Nobody tells you what to do without your permission. And we teach people how to teach us. We teach people how to treat us. So if you're a people pleaser, then very quickly people will know they can take full advantage of your good nature. And so most people do. Not because they're horrible, because we make it so simple. So that's why you need to learn to put boundaries around, to state how you feel and say, no, that's not going to happen, and learn how to do that in a way that's comfortable. And I'm delighted to tell you that's one minute away in groups that I run in my workshops, products you can buy. There are books that I've written about experiences in life, mine, bringing in lots of other people's stuff, which I've been privileged, no names, of course. I've been privileged in many, many decades to hear how people think, how they feel, and how we all make assumptions when in reality, people can say something and that word they say, which you can be so offended by, means a completely different thing to them. So you can ask, you can check things out. And so it's one of the most exciting journeys, this journey on this earth. If you see the world as fearful, then you'll create that reality. If you're scared of the unknown, then you're going to be scared and it's going to stop you from trying new things. more importantly, to learn to be excited at the unknown and to be more fearful or aware of what you think you know in your programming. So if you're still with me and you're still listening, that's wonderful. And there are hundreds of videos on YouTube, on Facebook, on my pages, Sue Gaskell Barlow, here to help. On YouTube, my website, if you go to the website, which I've actually put on here, I'll make sure it's up again for you. It's the most amazing opportunity. So www.susuniversityoflife.nz. You go there, subscribe, email, just do it. It's all free. What do I do with your email? It means that if Facebook lets me down or YouTube, then your addresses I have. I send out a newsletter with information. It's all free. It's not for any personal gain. And then, of course, if you go in the shop, there's really, really good products on there. A product is you go to the shelf and you look. There's my books, there's my eating plan, and it's on ebook or paperback form. One-to-one coaching, group coaching, join a group and still remain it's just you, or relate with other people in the group. It's totally private. And I'm excited for you if you're ready. If you're not, that's not an issue. I wish you well in your journey of life. I hope that each chapter of your story, is unique, and that if you're feeling unhappy in any way, shape, or form, then the only person who can fix that is you. You might need to learn some new tools. The child inside might need some help and support. Again, that's work that I do and many people do. If you feel that you're struggling with food, addictions, all of those things are things you can choose to do something about. It's the greatest joy when I know, because people tell me over the decades, that I made a little bit of difference in their choices, that they then went on to be a more contented and happier person. And, that's priceless. And all of us in our small way can make a difference. And it starts by looking within. It starts by finding out who you are, why you do what you do. If you want to move forward and you're stuck, all we are, stuck in energy, maybe something from the past is stopping us moving forward. Some fear, some trauma. And you don't need to be traumatized. You don't need to stay fearful. If anybody can say that with qualification, it's myself. Because my life inside my internal chatterbox 24/7 was so cruel, so harsh, because of the way I place myself, that I must be an awful bad person. And I never was. What I wasn't doing was looking after myself, because I blamed myself for everything. And people were very happy for me to do that. So if I can get through this and learn and create a whole new chapter in my story of life, then anyone can. Might take a short time, might just watch the lives for free. If you need more support, then I'm the sort of person that you may think about coming to. All over the world, we do lives, and I just need to see you, because I just know things and we move forward. And if this isn't for you, that's fine. I absolutely wish you well. And there are lots of people that you can ask for help. And being a human being, the brave soul that you are, each of us, means that we need to own the vulnerable side. It's not a weakness. And learn to love yourself from the inside out. Then you just get on with life because you're aware, connected, and you know that Life is about infinite possibilities, and the possibility that you can do things when at the moment shyness is stopping you because you think you're so shy. My goodness, set yourself free. Easy to learn. Stay focused on what matters to you, and you learn to do what's right inherently from the place of true love, from your heart and from your soul. Thank you for joining me, and speak to you soon. Be great if you subscribe to my YouTube channel. Bye for now. Bye.